As the months passed, Amara and Obi started to work diligently to build their life together. They expanded Obi's farm, growing a variety of crops and raising livestock. Amara also started a small business, making and selling traditional crafts and fabrics. Her skills and creativity quickly gained attention, and her business thrived. Obi continued to be a pillar of support, encouraging her endeavors and working alongside her. Their love deepened with each passing day, grounded in mutual respect and understanding. The village, seeing their dedication and hard work, came to admire them both. One hot afternoon, as Amara was tending to her crafts, a stranger arrived in the village. He was a tall, imposing figure with a stern expression. His name was Eze, and he claimed to be a trader from a distant land. The villagers were initially wary of him, but his wares were exotic and valuable, quickly earning their respect and interest. Eze's arrival coincided with a period of prosperity in Umuike. His goods brought a sense of novelty and excitement. However, there was something about Eze that made Amara uneasy. He seemed to watch her with an intensity that felt almost predatory. One evening, as she and Obi were walking home, Eze approached them. "Good evening," he greeted, his voice smooth but carrying an undertone that made Amara shiver. "Good evening," Obi replied, a hint of caution in his voice. Eze's eyes fixed on Amara. "I have heard many stories about you, Amara. It seems you're quite the topic of conversation in this village." Amara stiffened, but she met his gaze. "People like to talk," she said simply. Eze laughed. "Indeed they do, but I find it fascinating. A woman with your past, now so reverend. It's almost like a fairy tale." Obi stepped forward, his tone firm. "Is there something you need, Eze?" Eze raised his hand up in mockery. "No need for hostility, my friend. I am merely curious. After all, tales of redemption are always intriguing." Amara felt a surge of anger, but held it in check. "Thank you for your interest, but our past is our own. Now, if you will excuse us." With that, she and Obi continued on their way, leaving Eze behind. His presence lingered in Amara's mind, a shadow she couldn't quite shake. Eze's arrival seemed to stir up old memories and emotions that Amara had thought she had buried. She began to have nightmares about her past, waking in cold sweats, haunted by the faces of the men she had once been with. Obi, ever supportive, held her through the night, his quiet strength a balm to her troubled soul. But the nightmare persisted, and Amara found herself feeling restless and anxious. One afternoon, she decided to visit the old shrine on the outskirts of the village. Seeking solace and guidance, the shrine was a sacred place where villagers often went to pray and reflect. As she knelt before the shrine, she whispered a prayer, asking for strength and clarity. She stayed there for hours, lost in thoughts, until she felt a presence beside her. It was Mama Nne, an elderly woman known for her wisdom and kindness. "Amara, my child," Mama Nne said softly, "what troubles you?" Amara looked up, tears in her eyes. "I thought I had moved on, Mama Nne, but my past keep haunting me. I fear it will never leave me alone." Mama Nne sat beside her, taking her hands. "The past is like a shadow, Amara. It follows us, but it does not have to define us. You have shown great courage in facing your past and building a new life. Do not let the shadows of yesterday dim the light of today." Amara nodded, taking comfort in her words. "Thank you, Mama Nne. I needed to hear that." Meanwhile, Eze's presence continued to be a source of tension in the village. He was charming and persuasive, but there was an atmosphere of maniac around him that kept people on the edge. He seemed particularly interested in Amara, often finding excuses to speak with her or visit her shop. One evening, as Amara was closing up her shop, Eze approached her at the door. Amara, he greeted, a sly smile on his face. I was hoping we could talk. Amara's patient had worn thin. What do you want, Eze? He stepped closer, his expression turning serious. I want to understand you, Amara. You see, I come from a place where women like you are rare. Your story fascinates me. Amara crossed her hands, her eyes narrowing. There is nothing to understand, Eze. I am who I am, and my past is none of your concern. Eze's smile faded. Well, you're right. Of course, but you see, I know more about you than you think. I have met some of the men from your past. They speak highly of you, you know. A chill ran down Amara's spine. What are you talking about? Eze laid in, his voice a whisper. I am saying, Amara, that the past has a way of catching up with us. Be careful, because not everyone is as forgiving as your dear Obi. With that, he turned and walked away, leaving Amara shaking and confused. Amara returned home, her mind racing. She knew she had to tell Obi about her encounter with Eze. That evening, as they sat by the fire, she recounted the conversations, her voice trembling. Obi listened quietly, his expression darkening. Amara, we cannot let him intimidate us. He's trying to unsettle you, to bring back the pain of the past. But we are stronger than that. Amara nodded, drawing strength from his words. You're right, Obi. We have to stand together. The next day, Obi confronted Eze in the marketplace. Eze, he called out, his voice echoing through the crowd. We need to talk. Eze turned, a smug look on his face. Ha, Obi. What can I do for you? Obi stepped closer, his eyes blazing with determination. Leave my wife alone. Your games and insinuations are not welcome in here. Eze laughed. I am merely a curious traveler, Obi. I mean no harm. Obi's voice hardened. This is our home, Eze. We've built a life here, one based on love and forgiveness. You will not disrupt that. Leave or face the consequences. The crowd had gathered, watching the confrontation with bated breath. Eze's face faded, replaced by a look of cold calculation. He glanced around, realizing he had lost whatever leverage he thought he had. Very well, he said finally. I will leave. But remember, Obi, the past never truly goes away. With that, Eze gathered his belongings and left the village. The tension that had hung in the atmosphere dissipated, and the villagers breathed a collective sigh of relief. With Eze gone, Amara felt a weight lift from her shoulders. She knew that the past would always be a part of her. It did not have to define her future. She and Obi continued to build their life together, focusing on their farm, their businesses and each other. Amara's nightmare gradually faded, replaced by dreams of a bright and hopeful future. She found solace in the love she shared with Obi and the support of the village that had once come to accept her. Her business flourished, and she became known not just for her beauty, but for her strength, resilience, and generosity. The following year, Amara and Obi welcomed their first child, a beautiful baby girl they named Chidinma, meaning God is good. The village celebrated the birth with joy and blessings, seeing her as a symbol of hope and new beginning. As the year passed, Amara and Obi's love story became a legend in Umuike. Their journey from scandal and judgment to acceptance and happiness was a testament to the power of love, forgiveness, and resilience. Amara often reflects on her journey, grateful for the lessons she had learned and the love she had found. She knew that her story was not just her own, but a part of the rich culture of Umuike. She hoped that her experience would inspire others to look beyond the surface, to see the potentials for redemption and change in everyone. And so, Amara lived a life full of love, laughter, and fulfillment, surrounded by a community that had once judged her but had come to cherish her. A reminder that no matter how dark our past, the future always holds the possibilities of light. Amaranobi's journey reminds us that our past does not define us, our actions and choices do. Thank you for watching. See you on my next video. Bye.